Burning questions about John Oliver, Jon Stewart, and the Emmys' messy variety categories. As we've written about before, the pandemic and the actors and writers' strikes have dealt a blow to this year's Emmy Awards, with fewer submissions across the board meaning fewer nominees at this year's show. But few areas of the Emmys have been affected as much as the variety categories, which are in disarray. The outstanding writing for a variety series category, for instance, dropped from 23 submissions last year to 11 this year, which puts it in line to drop from 5 to 3 nominees. Outstanding directing for a variety series dropped from 21 to 14, which should cut its nominees from 5 to 4. As for the outstanding scripted variety show category, well, that's a real mess, and it'll be the first of our burning questions about this year's variety categories. What's the deal with the scripted variety category? How many nominees will it have? And how long can the category last? According to Emmy rules, the Outstanding Scripted Variety Series category, and its predecessor, Outstanding Variety Sketch Series, has been facing the chopping block for years. If a category has fewer than 25 eligible entries for 2 consecutive years, as scripted variety and variety sketch have for more than a decade, it can be eliminated and folded into a related category. The Academy briefly merged sketch and talk shows a couple of years ago, but the outcry was so big that it reversed the decision almost immediately. Since then, it has changed some category names and reclassified Last Week Tonight with John Oliver from a talk show to a scripted variety show, giving Saturday Night Live a formidable rival in the category it had won for 6 years in a row. Still, the category is now skimpier than ever. The Television Academy's rules specify that for categories with between 8 and 20 entries, the number of nominees is determined by dividing the number of submissions by 4 and rounding to the nearest whole number, which basically means that 18 or 19 entries get you 5 nominees, 14 through 17 get you 4, 10 through 13 get you 3, and 8 or 9 get you 2. For the last 4 years, the scripted variety and variety sketch categories have had between 8 and 14 submissions and either 2 or 3 nominees, with Saturday Night Live the only common denominator. But if there are fewer than 8 nominees, the category is taken off the ballot and voting is put in the hands of a panel made up of volunteers who promise to watch all of the submissions. This year, that has happened to the scripted variety category. After regular Emmy nomination voting has closed, a panel of volunteers will watch all the submissions. SNL, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, After Midnight, Painting with John, and probably not much else, and vote whether or not each one deserves to be nominated. No more than 2 shows can be nominated, and a program is eliminated from contention if it doesn't receive at least 70% approval from the panel. Perhaps to stave off disaster, that threshold was changed from 90% to 70% only days before voting began. If only one show makes the cut, it'll be declared the winner on the spot. As for how long the category can last, who the hell knows? It could have been killed or merged a few years ago, and things are now getting worse both for scripted variety programs and for talk shows. But the Emmys couldn't do away with them in the past, so the category will probably just keep morphing and changing its name as long as they keep giving out Emmys.